Society can accept grown adults filming themselves crying in their car for content, people screaming at strangers in parking lots over nothing, and a man straight up marrying his job like it's the love of his life.
But two consenting adults sitting down like adults and saying, hey, here's how our relationship actually works honestly, suddenly everyone turns into a fucking constitutional scholar with a law degree from Facebook University.
Exactly. ENM is the world's favorite thing to misunderstand on purpose. You drop the words ethical non-monogamy, and people's brains do the Windows blue screen circle of death thing, common sense not found.
And the loudest judgment always comes from the people who are actively miserable in their own relationships. Like, sorry your marriage is a dead bedroom hostage situation with matching rings and a joint Netflix account, but that misery isn't a universal law we all have to live under.
Today, we're going deep on ENM acceptance in today's society. What's actually gotten better in the last few years, what's still complete garbage, why the word ethical makes people defensive like you just insulted their mother's cooking, and exactly how to handle the I could never crowd without turning into the villain in their personal horror movie.
If you've ever wondered why people treat ENM like it's either a full-blown sex cult in a van down by the river or some midlife crisis fueled by too much porn and not enough therapy,
stay with us because we're going all the way there, no pulling out early.
Yes. Dim the lights, let go of the day, and slip into something a little more honest. You're listening to Why Is It So Hard with Lizzie and Nash, where things get deep, raw, and just a little dangerous.
Okay, quick disclaimer because I know some of you are already drafting dramatic emails in your head.
probably.
This is not therapy. We're not your life coaches. We're not clergy. We're not lawyers. We're definitely not your mom. We're just two married weirdos who've been doing ethical non-monogamy for years. We've learned by doing it wrong first, making every rookie mistake in the book, then suddenly figuring out how to do it slightly less wrong every time.
If you need real professional help, please go get it. Therapist, counselor, whatever fits. If you want raw conversation, actual stories from the trenches, and that sweet, oh my God, we thought it was just us relief that makes you feel less alone, then buckle up. You are in the right place.
This is Why Is It So Hard? I'm Lizzie.
And I'm Nash.
Let's start by defining what acceptance actually means, because people hear that word and immediately think we're asking for a ticker tape parade, rainbow flags, and a national holiday.
Yeah, acceptance isn't approval. It's not, yay, you do you, I love it.
Acceptance is way simpler and way harder for a lot of people. I'm not going to punish you socially, emotionally, or professionally just because you're honest about how your relationship actually functions.
It's the difference between not for me, thanks, and you're disgusting. You're going to hell, and I'm going to tell everyone at book club.
And acceptance has real layers, like an onion that makes you cry if you cut it wrong. Public acceptance is whether your community, your friends, your coworkers treat you like a normal human instead of a sideshow. Private acceptance is whether you can say the words "we're ethically non-monogamous" out loud to someone you trust without whispering like you're confessing a federal crime in a dark alley.
Yeah, we're not asking the world to throw us a party. I mean, it would be nice. We're asking the world to stop throwing rocks. We're going to break down exactly why ENM triggers people so hard, the 3 big insecurities it pokes, and the 3 myths that keep the stigma alive and kicking like a bad ex who won't stop texting.
We're also giving you real, usable language for the I could never crowd because they show up every single time like they're handing out participation trophies for being scared of their own desires. Quick definition so we're all on the same page and not arguing with the air for the next hour. The internet loves fighting over labels instead of actual behavior, so let's cut that shit.
ENM is an umbrella term. Big, roomy, covers a lot. Open relationships, swinging, polyamory, monogamish, relationship anarchy, and about a dozen other subgenres that all sound like overpriced custom coffee orders at a bougie shop.
Yes, I'll take a lightly open relationship with extra boundaries, no emotional intimacy, compersion on top, And a sprinkle of hierarchy, please.
Okay. Simple version, no bullshit. Open relationship often means a primary partnership with agreed sexual connections outside. Swinging is often social and recreational, frequently couple to couple, sometimes event-based. Polyamory is usually multiple loving relationships, not just sex. Monogamish is mostly monogamy with agreed expectations. Relationship anarchy is less hierarchy, more customization.
And none of those automatically mean no commitment. Structure doesn't guarantee character. Lying turns someone into a liar.
So why does ENM freak people out so much? Why the visceral reaction every single time?
Because it pokes 3 deep insecurities that most people do not want to look at in the mirror: control, status, and comparison. Let's unpack them slow because this is where the real meat is.
All right, control first. People want love to feel controllable. Put a ring on it, sign the paperwork, make the rules ironclad, and boom, you're safe forever, right? ENM rips that illusion apart. It reminds everyone there is no insurance policy against heartbreak. There's only honesty, real skills, communication, and sometimes just luck.
Monogamy gets sold like a full coverage warranty. Follow these steps and you'll never get hurt. ENM says there's no warranty, but here's how you build something stronger anyway. That scares the shit out of people who need the illusion.
Oh, absolutely. Now, next is status. For a lot of folks, monogamy becomes this status badge. I was chosen exclusively by this person, therefore I win at life. ENM threatens that. They assume you're doing it because you couldn't win the exclusive prize, or you're greedy, or desperate, or secretly miserable and just pretending.
Meanwhile, some of the happiest, most stable couples I personally know are ENM, and some of the saddest, most resentful ones are strictly monogamous. The structure isn't what sets the mood, the actual relationship quality is.
Third insecurity, comparison. ENM forces people to admit out loud that attraction and desire don't magically stop the second you commit to someone. People hate admitting that because then they have to look at what they actually do with those feelings. Communicate like adults, repress them until they fester, lie about them, cheat on them, or just pretend they're dead inside and call it maturity.
ENM doesn't create new desire. It just removes the polite lie that desire disappears. And when that lie is gone, people have to deal with reality, and reality is messy as hell. Let's destroy the 3 big myths that keep ENM stigmatized like it's still 1995.
Myth number 1. ENM is just cheating with extra steps and fancy vocabulary.
Cheating is lying, secrecy, betrayal, risk without consent, and leaving collateral damage all over the place. ENM is the opposite: long conversations, clear boundaries, STI testings, ongoing honesty, and being able to look your partner in the eye without a knot in your stomach.
Yes, some assholes slap the label ethical on garbage behavior, but the word ethical isn't decoration. It's the engine that makes the whole thing run. Without it, it's just polyamory cosplay.
Myth number 2, if you're ENM, you must not really love your partner.
Yeah, I love this one. That's the old fairy tale script. If you truly love me, you only want me forever. No exceptions. Some people are wired for that, and it works beautifully for them. Great. Some people aren't. Love and sexual desire are not the same chemical for everyone.
Even in the most monogamous relationships, people still get crushes, still notice hot strangers, still fantasize. Most just don't talk about it because they're terrified it'll blow everything up. ENM couples are simply honest out loud about something a ton of people experience privately. That honesty makes the private liars uncomfortable.
Myth number 3, ENM is a total free-for-all. No rules, just vibes and orgies.
This one makes me laugh every time because actual ENM people usually have more structure, calendars, agreements, and check-ins than most Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah, monogamy has one giant rule. Don't fuck or fall for anyone else. ENM has an entire operating system: consent, communication, protocols, boundary lists, safer sex agreements, emotional responsibility, time management. You see the point here, there's a lot. and also repair plans when someone fucks up.
Yes. If someone's out here being a complete disaster, that's not because of structure. That's their personality being feral with a trendy label stamped on it.
Okay, here's the single question that exposes whether someone is genuinely curious or just trying to feel superior. When they react to ENM, are they asking to learn or are they performing moral superiority?
Curiosity sounds like, how do you handle jealousy on a practical level? Or what does your calendar actually look like?
Superiority sounds like delivered with that little head tilt and smug smile.
I could never is totally fine if it's neutral, but most of the time it's I could never with a thick layer of judgment frosting on top. Like they deserve a gold medal for being too scared to try something different. Cool. Nobody asked you to join. We're not recruiting. This isn't a pyramid scheme with threesomes at the top and conversion bonuses.
Half the time, these people aren't even reacting to your actual relationship. They're reacting to the horror movie playing in their own head on repeat. Public humiliation, being replaced by someone hotter, total chaos, betrayal, their partner leaving them for a younger model with fewer opinions and better abs.
So I could never is usually just fear wearing a trench coat and fake mustache. And a shocking number of those people aren't even secure in their own monogamy. They're secure in the illusion that monogamy is a force field against all pain. Spoiler alert, it's not magic. It's an agreement between two humans who are both capable of fucking up. Okay, let's talk about the unspoken social rules that nobody says out loud, but everyone enforces.
Rule 1, desire is allowed, but only in private. You can want other people, but you damn well better pretend your eyes stop working and your libido goes into hibernation the second the ring goes on.
Rule 2, if your relationship is struggling, keep it cute and quiet. You can complain a little for sympathy, but only in the way that still protects the myth of perfect monogamy. Then you go home, stop touching each other for 6 months, and call it we're just adulting.
Rule 3. Jealousy is treated like proof of true love. The more jealous you are, the more you must care. ENM breaks every single one of these rules by naming reality out loud. People feel desire, people feel fear, people feel comparison, and pretending none of it exists doesn't actually keep you safe. It just keeps you stuck.
All right, theory time is over. Acceptance gets real the second it leaves the internet and slams into your actual daily life. Friends, family, work, the group chat where good intentions go to die screaming.
Most people don't actively hate ENM. They hate the idea that you're living outside the default script and still happy, still fucking, still connected. Because if you can step outside the script and not implode, it forces them to wonder if they could have made different choices too. And that's terrifying. So instead of questioning themselves, they judge you, because it's easier.
Here are the common acceptance tests people throw at you like grenades. But what about jealousy? But what about the kids? Doesn't that mean your relationship is already failing? So when are you two finally going to settle down and be normal?
Half the time, those aren't even real questions. They're requests for reassurance that your life is going to crash and burn so they can go back to feeling safe in their own choices.
All right, jealousy. People act like jealousy is this unique ENM killer. Newsflash, jealousy exists in monogamy constantly. It just hides behind control, resentment, snooping through phones, passive-aggressive comments, and who the fuck was that text from? ENM makes jealousy visible instead of pretending it doesn't exist. It's not one emotion. It's usually the whole stack. Fear of abandonment, insecurities, comparison, ego bruising, and sometimes just practical shit like, are we still spending quality time together?
When someone asks, what about jealousy? The honest answer is we handle it like adults.
Yes.
We name it early. We check in on our connection at home. We don't use it as a weapon to control each other. Jealousy is information, not a hall pass to be an asshole.
The kids' question is always delivered like a gotcha moment at Thanksgiving. Reality check. Kids are harmed by chaos, secrecy, lying, and instability, not by honesty and two emotionally mature adults who love them. Not every ENM family looks the same. Some keep it completely private. Some are open with close friends. Some have integrated polystructures where the partners are known and loved by the kids. The guiding principle is age-appropriate truth and consistency. Kids don't need the adult details. They need to know the adults in their life are safe, honest, and respectful, and protect their privacy hard. Your kids shouldn't have to carry adult stigma at school because some parent found out and ran their mouth.
Funny how monogamous people introduce brand new random strangers into kids' lives after every divorce and everyone just nods like it's the most normal thing ever.
Yeah.
But two stable, honest parents who happen to be ENM, suddenly it's a scandal.
Work is where acceptance turns into real consequences. Healthcare forms that assume one partner, emergency contacts, office gossip that can affect promotions, the whole thing. So if you're wondering, should I be out at work? The answer is only if it actually benefits you and you've thought through every possible downside. You don't owe transparency to people who won't protect you. The gendered nonsense is exhausting. I get, so does Nash know, like I'm on parole and he's my handler. Nash gets, dude, you're living the dream. High five. Like he's just won the lottery instead of doing the actual work of consent and communication. Both responses are insulting as hell. Acceptance also means not immediately sexualizing someone's entire personality just because they're honest about their relationship.
Okay, let's talk about disclosure because people act like coming out as ENM is one big dramatic announcement like in a movie. It's not. It's a series of careful decisions. Who gets access, who doesn't, and what the hell you say when someone tries to force their way in.
Before you tell anyone, ask yourself 3 questions. 1, do they have any power over consequences in your life? Job reputation, family ties, custody, social standing. If yes, treat disclosure like handling fireworks at a gas station. 2, have they proven they can hold private information without turning it into neighborhood entertainment? If their favorite hobby is just telling my sister, best friend everything, hard pass.
Yeah.
3, are you telling them to build real connection, or are you telling them because you feel guilty or want their approval? Guilt is not a disclosure strategy.
Okay, privacy versus secrecy. Privacy is healthy. This part of our life is ours and we share it selectively with safe people. Secrecy is we're lying because we're ashamed or doing something shady. You are allowed to protect your relationship from people who don't have the emotional range to handle it without turning it into gossip or judgment. People push for access because they confuse access with intimacy. It is not the same thing.
Clean disclosure example that works. Hey, I want to share something important because you matter to me. Nash and I practice ethical non-monogamy. It's fully consensual. We're really happy, and we keep the intimate details private between us. Then stop talking.
Yes.
Do not keep explaining. Over-explaining is anxiety doing the talking, and it invites debate.
If they ask questions, answer what you're comfortable with. If they push for details you don't want to give, simple line here. We don't share that. Full stop.
Here's language you can actually remember in the moment when your brain goes blank. You could say, totally fair if it's not for you. It works for us because we're honest and we agreed on it together. Or, we're not asking for approval, just basic respect. Or, I'm happy to answer real questions asked in good faith. I'm not here for a debate. And one of our favorites, that's private for us, but thanks for caring. And for the classic, I could never person, cool, don't.
There's a special flavor of chaos that happens the moment you tell friends, because suddenly they think they're entitled to unlimited commentary, opinions, and sometimes even access.
Landmine 1, the supportive friend who immediately turns you into the punchline. I'm so happy for you, followed immediately by, so were you guys like Wild now?
Yes.
Do you have orgies every weekend?
Not every.
That's not support. That's them lowering their own discomfort by making you a cartoon character.
If you laugh nervously because you're caught off guard, you just taught them it's okay to keep doing it. Correct it once, calm and clear. I'm not a joke. I'm a person living my life. Ask respectfully or don't ask at all. Or just say, shut the fuck up.
Yes. Landmine 2, the voyeur. The person wants every juicy detail like it's a premium Netflix content. So who have you slept with? Do you watch each other? What's the wildest thing? Imagine asking a monogamous couple those questions at brunch. You'd get thrown out of the restaurant.
We don't share details. If they push, that's not an appropriate question. If they keep pushing, remove yourself from the conversation. They're not confused. They're just being disrespectful.
Exactly. Landmine 3, the opportunist friend who hears ENM and suddenly thinks the rules of friendship no longer apply. Midnight joking texts, too long hugs, just curious comments that feel like fishing. Shut it down hard. No, we don't do that with friends ever.
Landmine 4, couple friends. You tell a couple you trust and suddenly one of them treats you like a threat to their entire marriage. You become the scapegoat for all their insecurity. You can be the most respectful ENM people on earth and still get side-eyed like you're about to steal their spouse at the next barbecue.
You can't fix someone else's insecurity from the outside. Keep your behavior clean and stop hanging out with people who make you the villain in their story.
Rule that saves lives: never let your ENM structure become a group project for your friend group. No weighing in. No, if it were me, I would whatever. It's not a community meeting. It's your marriage. Sit down.
And the classic line when someone gets defensive, relax. We're not recruiting. We're not here to steal your spouse or convert you to our lifestyle.
Wait, is she cute?
We're just living our life. If they laugh, good. If not, they were never going to accept you anyways.
Sometimes telling friends quietly ends or changes the friendship. You realize they only love the version of you that fit their script. That hurts, but it's information. Grieve it and move forward with people who can handle reality.
Work deserves its own dive because work isn't just people. It's consequences, benefits, reputation, power dynamics, and people who will weaponize gossip if given half the chance.
If your workplace culture is already judgmental, being out is not brave, it's risky as hell.
Yes.
You don't owe anyone that risk just to make a point. Privacy at work is not shame, it is smart.
Rumors start for 3 reasons. Someone sees you on a date and fills in the blanks. Someone hears half a truth and invests the rest. Or someone you trusted runs their mouth for attention. Humans love the tiny hit of social power that comes from sharing juicy info.
If a rumor starts, the worst thing you can do is panic and try to correct everyone. That just spreads the story faster and makes you the main character. The clean move is boring. Don't confirm, don't deny. Keep your life private. If someone asks directly, my personal life is private. That's the line. Repeat it like a broken record, calm as hell. Calm is power, panic is gasoline on that fire.
Healthcare forms assume one partner. Emergency contacts assume one partner. You can still be fully ethical and private, answer what is medically necessary without giving your whole relationship autobiography to HR.
It feels unfair, really, because it is. Society rewards the default script and punishes anyone who colors outside the lines, even when they're doing it honestly. Choose safety over being a symbol. You are not obligated to be the bravest person in the room.
Zoom out for a second. Acceptance doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens in the culture we swim in every day. Movies, TV, social media, dating apps.
In mainstream media, ENM gets 2 storylines. Comedy bit, haha, look at those weird swingers. Or total disaster, someone gets jealous, everything explodes. Moral of the story, monogamy wins. The realistic story, 2 people communicate, it's complicated and human and sometimes hard and sometimes amazing, never gets made because nuance doesn't get clicks.
Right. Social media makes it worse. You see performative ENM content, trauma dumping with ring lights, or perfectly shiny couples pretending they never feel jealousy. Regular people doing ENM quietly gets painted with the same brush.
Dating apps have done serious damage to acceptance because that's where a lot of people first encounter ENM, usually through someone doing it like an asshole. Open marriage, wife knows. And surprise, wife has no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Couple profiles that say seeking a third, no drama. The drama is written in the all caps in the entitlement.
If you want broader acceptance, don't be the stereotype. Here's some practical etiquette that actually matters. Be honest early before someone is emotionally invested. Don't use we language if you're dating as an individual. It makes people feel like a job application. Don't call humans thirds or unicorns. They're people, not accessories.
Or animals.
Don't pretend it's purely casual if you're catching real feelings. Say what you want. And don't hide your existing partner. Own it.
And no, ENM is not an open invitation to be sexually harassed.
No.
So you guys down for anything? Or how does that work in bed exactly? That gets the same answer you'd give a random stranger asking a monogamous couple for their technique notes at a barbecue. We don't share details, and that's not appropriate, so fuck off.
Yeah. Boundaries are getting abused as a buzzword. A boundary is about what you will do, not a demand you slap on someone else. If you lie to me, I will end the relationship. That is a boundary. You can't have any friends is control wearing a boundary costume. Ethical agreements are negotiated, mutual, and clear. Control is one-sided and vague as hell.
People ask, how do you make it work? Like it's a magic trick or a party drug. It's not. It's skills. And yes, it takes work, but so does monogamy if you're actually doing it right instead of coasting on assumptions and Disney fantasies.
Here are some core routines that keep everything from exploding. Weekly check-ins, not a therapy interrogation, just how are we feeling? Do you feel connected? Any friction? What do you need from me this week to feel solid? Catch resentment early.
Respectful debriefs after dates. How are you feeling? Are we good? Anything we need to adjust? Not just tell me every single detail so I can interrogate you.
Calendar everything like adults. Romance without logistics is just vibes that die fast. Neglect breeds jealousy faster than anything.
Clear, specific, safer sex agreements. Talk to your doctor. Get tested. Be responsible.
Repair skills when someone messes up. Repair is not, I'm sorry you feel that way. Repair is, I did X, it impacted you by Y, I own it. Here's the concrete thing I'm changing and how I'll show it. Then actually do the thing.
New relationship energy, NRE. That 16-year-old brain on fire feeling when you meet someone new is normal and fun as hell. It's not evil, but if you let NRE drive the car, you will crash straight into your agreements and hurt people. Healthy ENM paces it, communicates it, protects the foundation at home. Don't treat your primary relationship like a background app you only open when the shiny new one is sleeping.
Blunt truth that a lot of people need to hear. Acceptance grows when ENM people act like grown-ass adults instead of look how edgy and different we are. Consistency, kindness, clarity, accountability. Not chaos with a fancy label. Not vague rules. Not we're open but we never talk about it. That's just fear wearing a policy hat. When outsiders see stable, happy ENM people who handle their shit, the stigma loses oxygen.
If you want ENM to feel stable instead of like emotional Russian roulette, you need routines. Not rigid prison rules, routines. The boring adult shit that prevents expensive chaos.
Routine 1, the weekly check-in. 10 to 25 minutes where you ask the real questions and actually listen. Routine 2, the debrief after outside dates. Respectful, connection-focused, never an interrogation. Routine 3, shared calendars. Put dates, overnights, check-ins on it. Adults need calendars. Feeling neglected is how small jealousy turns into big resentment. Routine 4, Repair practice. Make it normal to own impact fast. Outsiders notice when you repair cleanly. It breaks every stereotype that E&M equals drama.
These routines protect everyone involved. Your primary, your other partners, your own peace. Ethical isn't just my partner at home knows. Ethical is treating every human's heart and time like they matter.
Let's read some real listener emails because nothing makes this concrete like actual humans living it right now. Email 1. Hey, Lizzie and Nash. I told my best friend we're E&M and she said she supports me. Then she asked if my husband is allowed to sleep with whoever and if I'm okay with being shared. Then she joked that I must be addicted to drama. I froze and now things feel weird. How do I handle this without turning it into a huge fight?
Your friend packed 3 loaded assumptions into one breath. Whoever, shared, and addicted to drama. That's not curiosity. That's actually judgment wearing a smiley face.
Yes. Address it once. Calm, no over-explaining. Hey, when you said shared and addicted to drama, that didn't land as supportive. We're doing consent and honesty, not chaos. I'm happy to answer respectful questions, but I'm not here for jokes at my expense. Then watch her actions. If she adjusts and apologizes, great. If she doubles down or gets defensive, she's telling you she's not safe for this part of your life. It hurts, but it's information. Protect your peace.
Email number 2. I'm in a small town where everyone knows everyone. That sounds familiar. My partner and I are careful, but someone saw me at dinner with the person I'm dating. Now there's gossip starting. Nothing horrible yet, but I can feel the vibe. How do I keep my sanity when people treat my life like their personal entertainment?
Small towns are just group chats with buildings and worse coffee.
Much worse.
You cannot stop people from talking. That's human nature. You can stop giving the gossip free rent in your head.
Tighten your inner circle. Decide who gets truth, who gets none of your business, and who gets polite distance. One sentence you can repeat forever. We're good. We're honest. I'm not discussing it. The more you defend or explain, the more oxygen you give the rumor. Also, protect your other partners. Gossip hits them too. Be discreet as kindness, not as shame.
Email number 3. My sister says she loves me no matter what, but every time E&M comes up, she makes jokes about me being wild and warns I'm going to regret it someday. I keep trying to explain it's ethical and stable, but she stays passive-aggressive. I don't want to lose her, but I'm exhausted.
You cannot explain someone into respect. You can set a clear boundary. I love you, but the jokes and warnings aren't supportive. If you can't be more respectful about this, we're not talking about my relationship anymore. Then actually stop bringing it up and stop engaging when she does. She earns access back by behaving safely. That's not punishment. That's basic self-protection.
Acceptance sometimes means grieving the version of someone you hoped they'd be. You can still love them from a distance. Just stop handing them your vulnerability like free samples at Costco.
Only if it's chicken fingers. Okay. Rapid fire time. The questions everyone asks. Curious, confused, or pretending to be curious while judging. We're answering like adults. Short, honest, no sermons, but with the real talk you need. We'll take them in clusters so it doesn't feel like speed dating with your insecurities. First, isn't E&M just a sign the relationship is failing?
No, it's a sign the structure is different. Plenty of monogamous relationships are failing quietly for years and still look perfect on Instagram. If 2 people choose E&M with full consent and do the work, it can actually be a sign they're willing to have the hard conversations instead of pretending. Question number 2. Do you love your partner less?
Love isn't a finite bucket for everyone. Some people experience love as exclusive and thrive. Others experience it as expandable. Security comes from trust, honesty, and repair skills, not from pretending other humans stop being attractive. All right, next one. What about jealousy?
Jealousy is a human emotion, not a moral verdict. It exists in every relationship style. E&M just forces you to deal with it honestly instead of letting it rot into control and resentment. Name it. Check connections at home. Don't weaponize it. Next, what about the kids?
Age-appropriate honesty and consistency. Kids need stable, loving adults, not perfect fairy tale structures. Protect their privacy fiercely so they don't carry adult drama to school. Simple. Now, isn't this selfish?
Selfish is lying, using people, ignoring impact. ENM done right is the opposite. Consent, accountability, and making sure everyone's needs are considered. Next, how do you handle NRE without wrecking your home life?
Okay, you treat NRE like a powerful drug. Enjoyable, but not the boss. Pace dates, calendar primary time, communicate the intensity early. Don't let novelty make you neglect the foundation. Next, should I be out at work or with family?
Only if it benefits you and you've weighed every consequence. You are not obligated to be an ambassador. Privacy is strategy. Next, what's the biggest mistake new ENM people make?
Avoidance. Waiting until crisis to talk. Being vague on purpose, hoping feelings will behave because you wrote a rule. Second is treating other partners like disposable accessories. Come on, humans have hearts. All right, the next one. How do you deal with judgment without losing your mind?
Short answers, calm tone, iron boundaries. You don't owe strangers or judgmental family a debate or a PowerPoint presentation. Protect your circle. Next, do you ever feel ashamed?
Shame is a social emotion that shows up when you expect rejection. The antidote is internal acceptance and choosing safe people. Privacy is not shame. Strategy is not shame. On to the next. Is ENM just about sex?
Sometimes for some people it starts there. For others, it's about autonomy, love, companionship, or all of the above. Reducing it to just sex is how people dismiss it without thinking. Next, what if my partner wants ENM and I don't?
Then you have a fundamental mismatch. Nobody should be coerced into a structure they don't want. Talk your needs, fears, and non-negotiables. Next question, how do you avoid people feeling disposable?
Treat time and communication like they matter. Be honest about what you can offer. Don't disappear. Don't promise more than you can give. Next question, what's compersion and do I have to feel it?
Compersion is feeling joy for your partner's joy with someone else. It's not mandatory. It's not a moral test. A lot of us feel a mix. Joy plus fear plus insecurity. That mix is normal. All right, the next one. Does ENM work long term?
Yes, for some people. No, for others. Exactly like monogamy. Success depends on skills, alignment, and the willingness to keep choosing each other as life changes. Next, how do you respond when someone says that's gross or immoral?
You tell them to fuck off. Actually, you just say, I'm not available for this disrespect, then end the conversation. You don't know politeness to cruelty. Next question, what if I make a mistake?
Own it fast. Repair it. Change the behavior. Mistakes can happen. Patterns of hiding or minimizing are the real danger. Next question, is ENM for everyone?
Absolutely no. And it doesn't have to be. The whole point is choice. Some people thrive in monogamy, some thrive in ENM, some build something custom, something in between. Acceptance is letting adults choose without treating difference like a threat. The next question, why does the word ethical trigger people so hard?
Because it quietly highlights how normal dishonesty has become in relationships. People hear ethical and feel indirectly accused, even when no one is accusing them. It also reminds everyone that cheating isn't a relationship style, it's deception.
Internal acceptance matters more than anything else. If you don't accept yourself, you'll spend your life outsourcing your worth to the loudest, most confident asshole in the room. And that person is usually wrong.
Simple gut check you can run anytime. Are we telling the truth to each other? Honoring our agreements? Treating every partner with respect and care? Managing risks responsibly? Making real time for our connection so E&M doesn't become an excuse to avoid intimacy at home? If the answer is yes, you can stop rehearsing arguments with imaginary critics in the shower.
Spine statements. Short, calm, final. Use them when someone pushes. We're happy and we're honest. We don't discuss details. I'm not debating this. If you can't respect it, I'm done with this conversation. Then actually leave. Don't do 10 more minutes of anxious explaining. Anxiety lies and tells you the perfect sentence will fix everything. It won't if they don't want to know about it.
Allyship if you're monogamous and you love someone who's E&M. Don't ask for details you wouldn't ask a monogamous couple. Don't assume it's automatic dysfunction or that someone is being forced. Protect their privacy like it's your own. Ask questions because you want to learn, not because you want a gotcha moment.
Where is society heading? It's pretty much a split. More visibility than ever and more backlash than ever. But more people are exhausted with pretending the default script works for everyone. Acceptance grows when people see healthy, boring in a good way examples like consent, kindness, clear boundaries, real accountability. And it grows faster when E&M people stop trying to convert strangers. You don't have to win every argument, just live clean.
We want your stories, the messy ones, the funny ones, the I can't believe I said that out loud ones, the surprisingly sweet acceptance moments, the family meltdowns, the friend breakups, the workplace wins. Send them. Email lizzieandnash@gmail.com or leave a voicemail at 814-900-4273. If you want to remain anonymous, we'll protect it. Your mess helps others feel normal.
This has been Why Is It So Hard?
I'm Lizzie.
And I'm Nash.
Now go drink some water, communicate like an actual adult, fuck responsibly, and stop arguing with monogamous Karens who don't even suck dick right.
Damn. Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Yes.